Hello, traders. FS Collector here. Today is Wednesday and it is March 5th. So, how is everybody doing today? Hopefully, a fairly good day. Today is Wednesday, and boy, we are getting some volatility in the markets, especially the euro and the pound for sure. But man, lots and lots of movement on the dollar pairs. Lots of movement on quite a few of the pairs, actually. But I think after what happened, last night with yesterday and moving down that so strong and going below this structure right here, or at least back down to that structure, we can definitely confirm that this move down is not a correction to the last wave up. This is definitely, in my opinion, the end of this wave from here to here. And if that wave is over, then I do believe that is the end of a wave B. And I do believe that over the coming months, we will be in a downtrend for wave C. That does not mean that there will not be potentially some pretty decent pullbacks on sort of time frames. We're looking at the weekly time frame. I do think the weekly time frame will continue to make lower lows, lower highs, but just keep in mind there will definitely be some big bullish runs on sort of time frames. So this morning before it started to go down quite so strong, I was like, well, okay, well this is possibly a wave one, wave two, wave three, wave four, and wave five. But boy, that looks way too stressed out to be a wave five at this point. Now, if this first move down really is the beginning of a reversal on the higher time phase, then you would expect this first move down to be a wave one. Most wave ones do end around the structure of the previous move. So that is the structure of the previous move right there. So that does seem like a place where it could possibly end a wave one. But if this was getting ready to end the wave one, I don't think it would make such a big, strong wave. I think at this point it's probably even possibly in like a wave three. I mean, maybe this is like a wave two, one, two someplace. Maybe we're already in that wave three. Because to me, this definitely does not look like something that is getting ready to turn back up. That definitely looks like something that's going down. If this really was a wave five of wave one that we're in now for one, two, three, four, five, then you would expect this not to be nowhere near as strong, and you would also expect to see a pretty decent pullback afterwards for like a wave two and then down for a wave three. So, Dan, very, very, very strong moves. I don't really think that we're in a wave five. I think we're just in a subdivision of a much bigger downtrend. And if that's true, we definitely need to keep that in mind on every single one of these dollar pairs. If we kind of know what the direction is on the dollar index, then we definitely should know what the direction is on the dollar pairs themselves. The euro and the pound are just a top gunners for this move up for sure, especially the euro dollar. The euro dollar is already at the 61% almost of this last push down. Very, 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 very strong move for sure. I definitely would need to see some pullbacks. I mean, at this point, my old mentor used to say this all the time, but at this point, the only strategy right now on the euro dollar is to be either holding longs from way down here or to be waiting for an exit to get out of your longs. I 100% would not try to go short. I 100% wouldn't be trying to go long either when it's stressed out like that. So as of right now, really the only strategy on the euro dollar is to either be holding a long, looking for an exit, or patiently waiting for more longs. So going down, I think this is tuned to roughly like the 1 to 2 hour time frame, maybe the 90-minute time frame, which means that until we get a break of structure on at least the 1 90-minute, maybe 2 hour time frame, I definitely wouldn't even think about going short, even if I was like a scalper, which I'm not. I definitely wouldn't be trying to short this thing. At this point, it might even go up to the 61.8. I mean, it might just make another little pullback and just go right up. So at this point, definitely would recommend longs. I mean, you don't want to be trying to catch a falling knife. And this is a little more than a falling knife. This is like a falling samurai sword or something. Very, very, very impulsive move that you do not want to try to sort, in my opinion, even if you are trading a 1 minute time frame. So I would definitely be suggesting looking for longs. Ah man, this thing is just look at it on the 1 minute time frame. Man, huh? Wicked, wicked, wicked mover. Yo, dollar just out of control. Like I said, really the only strategy now is to either be waiting for a pullback or to be already long looking for an exit, like a break of structure to get out of a long. Kind of the same story with the pound dollar. That does not look like the picture of something that's getting ready to turn, and the pound dollar is getting pretty close to the 61% Fibonacci and the whole move down also. This is an extremely impulsive move up, and I definitely think that it confirms the monthly time frame turn that I've been talking about for probably since last October or so. I've been talking about the big turn that we're possibly going to get at some point, and it finally looks like it's coming true. You can go back and watch my videos from 6 months ago, and I've been talking about this turn for sure. Yeah, exactly, Quizzy. How's it going, Quizzy? Nice to see us. Exactly. There's no exit, and there's definitely no new entries, unless you're on like the 1 minute time frame trying to catch these little teeny pullbacks. There's really nothing to be doing right now except for just watching and holding, waiting for a breakdown to get out, or to be waiting patiently for more pullbacks to get in. But kind of the same story. I mean, at some point, I would expect to see a bigger pullback. You can kind of see what happened last time on the move down. It moved down very, very strong, made a little pullback, went down, and then it made a much bigger pullback. So hopefully, it'll do something like this, and then make a much bigger pullback, and then give us an opportunity to go long again at some point. But yeah, definitely would not recommend going short. This is like I was saying, this is more than a falling knife. This is like a falling samurai sword. You don't want to get ahead of this thing. I mean, even if you're on the very short time phase, looking for longs would have been the way to go for sure. So, I mean, for me, the last structure level is way down here. So, I mean, if it goes down, breaks that, then I would go possibly be looking for shorts after that. But even if it does go down at this point, I would definitely be expecting to see another higher low, probably at least up to the 61.8% Fibonacci extension. Pretty crazy moves in the market lately, man. The market has been just wild since Trump came to office. I mean, if you actually look at when this thing turned, it turned pretty much right on January 20th, which is the day that Trump took office. Same thing on the Euro dollar. Pretty much the real turn pretty much happened on January 20th when Trump took office. So, yeah, it's been pretty crazy. Yeah, I know, because yeah, I've been saying for probably 6 months that this turn was going to happen. Easily 6 months, probably. It's nice. I personally think that the pound dollar is going to go up and take out these highs, which is right around. I think we're going to go for at least the minimum we're going to go to is the 1.4377 on the pound dollar. And if you're talking about the euro dollar, I think the minimum that we're going to go to is probably the 1.2549. Might even possibly go higher than that on both of them. Now, this is a very high time frame outlook. It potentially it's going to take a while for this to play out. I mean, the wave A was over a year long. The wave A was 395 days. So you would expect this wave C to potentially be around the same time. Maybe this is a wave 3 of wave C, but still, I would expect probably close to a year that it's going to take this trend to play out. I definitely wouldn't be holding on to a trade for a full year. I mean, that's kind of crazy, but I definitely would be. I definitely know what I would be doing for the next foreseeable future. That's for sure. So, anyways, yeah, I want to start taking requests from the audience. I'll look at basically anything anybody wants. Somebody in my chats wants me to look at OJ, and he was actually right on top of it today. So we're gonna look at OJ, and then we're gonna start going down the list. I see the U.S. dollar yen in the JPY basket, euro yen, euro dollar. Obviously, we just kind of looked at. No, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I personally think that these are going to go up a lot, but there's going to be some big pullbacks along the way. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not just going to go up in a straight line. It's probably going to make a pretty decent pullback, pretty decent pullback. This is definitely going to cause a pretty decent pullback, but overall, it should continue to make higher highs, higher lows on these higher time frames. I definitely think so. So OJ was actually the first thing to recommend, and I'm not even sure that I've ever looked at OJ in my life. I'm pretty sure that last year or something, one of my premium members asked me to look at OJ, but boy, OJ, is it OJ? No. Let me see. He told me what the exact ticker was. Yeah, definitely. I'll be more than happy to look at all the pairs you guys are recommending, but this guy was in my chats, which my chats are 100% free to join on Discord. If anybody hasn't done so already, the Discord channel is 100% free to join. Never gonna pay a dime if you do not want. Hey, Rocky. How's it going? Hey, Zen. Scott, how's everybody doing? Orange juice. I think Rocky might have been the one that actually originally asked me to look at OJ a while ago. Somebody asked me today to look at it. Orange juice. Right there. Might as well keep it on my chart, I guess. Apparently, he just went long, is what he was saying. Holy crap! Look at that. Jeez. Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, it wasn't a long time ago. I think it was like, geez, probably over a year ago at this point. Yeah. Boy, there was a wicked nice trend before. I'm wondering, you might be getting close to a possible trend, ending a trend. It could be a wave A. This move up is not really that overlapping, is it? So I was originally when I was first glanced at it, I was like, oh, maybe this is a wave B and this is a wave A. But this move up is not really overlapping. I mean, it's higher highs, higher lows. So kind of looks like there could be like an ending diagonal for the wave five, but definitely looks like a one, two, three, and then maybe like an ending diagonal one, two, three, four, five of five. So I think that you're right. I think this is a wave A. So more than likely, the next move up should be a crutch until the last move down. I think you're right about that. So, and honestly, it could even be less than that. It could just be a crutch and within a pullback. Yeah, this is probably a wave B. It almost kind of looks like it could even make a wave four, so I would be a little bit cautious because there's a bigger pullback up here that it looks like a possible one, two, three, four, five of three. We might be in a wave four, and it might actually go down one more time for a wave five. So keep an eye out for that. That actually does seem like it could be likely, which means you would only want to put your Fibonacci from here to here because a wave three would be a crutch and a wave four would be a crutch into only the wave three. So I think that it is going to go up probably to maybe the 38 or 23%, probably some sort of a overlapping type pattern, something along these lines. Yeah, who asked for it? Liam asked for it. He said that he's not going to be available for the live stream, but he's going to watch the recording. And since he was right on top of it, I said I'll look at OJ first. It definitely could be a wave B though. Sometimes you think you're going to get wave four to wave five, but it actually turns out to be a much bigger thing. Maybe even turn out to be something like this for like a wave B. Make it some sort of an impulsive A, corrective B, impulsive C. So it might actually turn into a much bigger thing, but it looks like a wave four to me, but could possibly turn into a much bigger pattern. This is definitely a major support area right here, which is probably why you went long. That is definitely a major support. Most wave A's do end at the previous support level, which is right there. So looks like a really good place for wave A to end. The last weekly candle made a little bit of a spike. Hey Luca, how's it going? Yeah, no problem. I appreciate the support on YouTube and everything. Definitely. Sounds like Luca has been killing it anyways with the euro dollar scalping. I think he just passed his first funded account, he said recently, which is pretty exciting. Definitely. So, anyways, let me start getting through the list before I fall behind, I guess. Let's look at the dollar yen. The dollar yen and the JPY basket were the first calls. Well, besides OJ, I guess. I do have two outlooks on every single yen pair, which is boils down to the JPY basket. My first initial thought was that when this started going up, is that it was going to be a one, two, three, four, five of wave C. Impulsive up wave A, one, two, three waves down wave B, and then five waves up wave C. And I still am honestly kind of sticking to that analysis, but we are at the 78% Fibonacci retracement, and we are also at the 100% Fibonacci extension. Oh, that's not you, Luca. Sorry about that, buddy. Oh, I thought that was you. Sorry about that. Then we have two Lucas. Okay. So, anyways, the other Luca is the one that just passed his first funded account. Sorry about that. But, anyways, hopefully the Luca on YouTube also is going to be passing a funded account. It's kind of funny. Sorry about that. But, anyways, if we get a break of structure to the downside, which it's really, really been trying to actually break down, it just hasn't been able to do so yet. So, if we really do get that break of structure to the downside, then we could get potentially a big turn on the yen pairs. Let me just check my trades. So if this does break structure to the downside, then I would expect to see probably a five-way pattern down back to these lows, and then I would expect to see a bigger trend up like that for an ABC. But like I said, my original analysis is still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to stick to that unless the market proves me wrong. And if the market does prove me wrong, I'll be more than happy to go short. And if the JPY basket breaks and holds below this structure with momentum, I definitely will become a seller on pullbacks, which will cause me to become a buyer on all the yen pairs. But I'm still enjoying shorts. I went short the Swiss yen today, and that has been an awesome trade for sure. The pound yen also. Overall, I mean, we got a little bit of strength versus strength right now, don't we? Because we got the, I know, weakness versus weakness. Because the JPY basket's been going down for the last couple of days, and obviously the US dollar's been going down for the last couple of days. So on the dollar yen, we got a little bit of weakness versus weakness. We don't really want weak versus weak or strong versus strong. We want weak versus strong, or vice versa. So if the US dollar yen goes up and breaks structure, I would be more than happy to become a buyer, and I would be more than happy to say to myself, that's an ABC regular flat, and we're back into an uptrend. So more than happy to change my analysis. But as of right now, I'm definitely still sticking to my original analysis, which is that this is just going to potentially keep going down, making little bounces along the way for a wave C. And this would be an A, 3 waves up for a B, and then down for a wave C. So if it really is going down for wave C, then we should not get this break of structure to the upside, but instead it should just keep on going down. We had a nice push down on the yen pairs today. Dollar yen definitely wasn't the best, but some of the other yen pairs made a very nice push down, and I definitely would still recommend shorts. Definitely still recommending shorts on pullbacks, 100%. So there's that. Let's look at the euro yen. I think we got a few yen pairs. Oh yeah, the euro yen never turned because the euro is just out of control strong right now. Kind of the same thing applies on the yo again. If the JPY basket breaks down, then I'm going to be more than happy to say this was 3 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up to come for the end of a ABC of B, and then potentially another bigger 5 waves down. But a lot of this move up is definitely caused by the yo, not so much the yen. But it still has a broken structure on the daily, so I'm still bearish until proven otherwise. This could go up at this point, break structure, reject structure almost instantly, and then just keep on going down. So for me, it needs to break and hold above structure before I'm going to be ready to turn into a buyer on the end of pullbacks. Definitely. Otherwise, like I said, I've been enjoying sorting. We are closing above the 78%, and the fact that we're closing above the 78% probably tells me that it will probably go up and take out the high, maybe after another pullback. But like I said, there's going to be a big difference between break and not look back, break and hold, and break and instantly reject and break structure down and then turn back into a downtrend. So pay attention to your structure. If it breaks and holds above this with momentum, with lots of volume, then it definitely is probably a real turn and it's probably going to be trending up for quite some time. If it doesn't, then down is definitely still the direction. Let's see. We already looked at the yield dollar, but we probably will end up revisiting that. Pound yen. So yeah, pound yen. I did short the pound yen today because it was at a fib level and it did start to go down a little bit, but this might end up turning into a bigger push to the upside. This is a higher low, so it could end up going up and breaking the high of wave C because most wave Cs do break the highs of wave A. But sometimes they don't. Sometimes you get what we call a running ABC or like a contracting triangle where you get lower low, higher high, and then it trends down. And it looked like it was respecting the 78% today, so I did take a short on this today, which it's not really invalidated yet. I mean, yeah, it pushed up a little bit. We also had this meeting for the Bank of England today. I forget what they called it. Let's look at the news calendar real quick. So today we had monetary policy report hearing for the Bank of England. And I get the summarized report or whatever, and it said that more than likely the Bank of England is going to, or whatever, is going to lower interest rates twice this year in 2025, and they will likely do 25 basis points each time for a total of a 50% reduction in interest rates, which is good. Lower interest rates usually drives money away from a currency. So higher interest rates usually drives money to a currency, which can make a currency stronger. Lower interest rates usually drives money away from a currency, making a currency weaker because big money searches for high yields. And when a country has really high interest rates, that's really good for high yields. But for me, if it breaks and holds above this 78%, goes up and takes out the high, then it's probably going to take out that daily time frame high. It's probably going to take out this break of structure, something like this. And then we're just going to have to see if it breaks and holds or if it rejects structure instantly. But as of now, it hasn't really invalidated this as possibly being a short. I mean, the 4 hour time frame, it could still hold this area and end up closing down later on tonight and going down. Or if it pushes up and does this and then later on breaks structure, I still think it would be a decent short at that point also. So keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on this 78% Fed retracement, definitely. Let's see, working my way down the list. I fell behind, now I can't see what anybody's saying because I had to scroll back up. The Aussie dollar from Zen, and that looks like in oil for Rocky, definitely. Oil is probably breaking low. We looked at oil briefly earlier. Aussie dollar made a very dramatic pullback, but most likely it's gonna do the same type of thing that the euro dollar, the pound dollar is going to do, which is likely make, well, a little different because I think this is a WXY, so it's going to likely make 1, 2, 3 waves up, 1, 2, 3 waves up W, 1, 2, 3 waves down X, 1, 2, 3 waves up Y. I think the Aussie dollar eventually, maybe a year from now, is probably going to be up to about 80 cents, 0.088, 0.080000. So about the point 0.8 area is eventually where this is going to go, I think. But on the daily time frame, it made a very dramatic push down. And when I see a very dramatic push down like that, I usually expect to see a wave B and a wave C, something like this. But because of the dollar index, I actually think this might just keep going. I mean, I think it probably will have some pullbacks along the way because the Aussie is still a little bit weak. And I think we're going to have to see some sort of Aussie news event in order to kick the Aussie in the butt a little bit and make some Aussie strength because the Aussie is quite weak right now. Definitely, it's been very, very weak. But today, it definitely gained some strength. It could be the end of a 1-2. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some pullbacks along the way, but I think we're going to go up for wave three on the Aussie dollar. I would keep an eye on the news calendar for some more Aussie news. I don't think, yeah, there's no Aussie news this week, but maybe next week we'll get some good Aussie news. We got a pretty decent amount of news events this week, though. I mean, this is a non-farm payroll week, and we got the Euro Summit tomorrow. Maybe that's going to do something to the euro for sure. We got euro interest rate tomorrow. And we got the press conference for the euro. We got unemployment for the dollar tomorrow. And PMI for Canada. And during these, during the New York session, every single day, I do a Zoom meeting with my members, and we always watch the news together and look for potential trades and things like that. So every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I do a 2 hour Zoom meetings with my members, and that's during the time of day when we usually get the dollar news or the New York Open news that comes out almost every single day. And like I always say, I like to call it learn and earn at the same time because I do share every single trade I take with my members at the time of entry. And I also have this funded account that I'm working on a trade plan for shorter time frame trading, in which I'm going to start trading probably the euro dollar together with my members during the New York. So this is my $50,000 funded account that I literally just got a couple weeks ago. I really haven't started trading it yet because I want to make sure I have a written trade plan before I start trading on the shorter time frames. But we're going to be trading this account together in the Zoom meetings and probably a little bit after the Zoom meetings also. So and we're doing a little bit of shorter time frame trading. So that's going to be pretty exciting. I think we're probably going to start that on Monday. I'm gonna finalize my trade plan for like the 1 to 5 minute time frame trading on probably just the euro dollar. The euro dollar is a really neutral pair. A lot of people wanted the indices, which the indices are great for short time frame trading, but and a lot of people cannot trade the indices and definitely cannot trade gold on the sort of time frames. So the euro dollar has always been my favorite pair too, definitely. Hey Ricardo, yeah, we already got oil on the list. So I mean, anyways, I definitely would be looking for longs. We're at the 61% now, so I mean, possibly that could be an area of resistance, and it possibly will cause a pullback. And If it does cause a pullback, that would be awesome news because I'd be looking for longs right now. So this is a pretty obvious area of support too. I mean, we got tops, bottoms, we got more bottoms over here. So hopefully we get a pullback on the dollar pairs coming into the next couple of days. We got non-farm payroll on Friday, so it'd be nice to see some pullbacks. Maybe give us a chance to go long, maybe on Friday. Who knows? Non-farm payroll is a pretty good news event, and I will be in a Zoom meeting with my members at the time of the non-farm payroll. Also, it's my Zoom meeting start at 1 o'clock, and most of the news come out at 1:30. So pretty much all the big news events we're in a Zoom meeting together, watching the news together, which is pretty cool. So yeah, let's keep going. I'm going in order here, so I will get to oil in a minute. The Aussie dollar was the last one, so we already did. We haven't looked at gold yet, so we'll do gold and we'll do the US dollar CAD. So I'm going in order, so we will get to gold in a minute. Ricardo, just hang out for a few minutes. Yeah, gold. People love gold or hate gold, so I'm still trying to decide what is exactly going on with gold. Yeah, no problem, Ricardo. Because honestly, it looks like an expanding flat, and if it is an expanding flat, it could possibly just keep going up to that $3,000 area that I was forecasting. But it kind of looks like the symmetry is here for this to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 3. And if it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 3, that means this move down should be an A, this move up should be a B, and we should get another push down for like a wave C. So potentially we'd be in a wave B right now. So that's why it's kind of interesting to me. I'm not a huge gold trader because I'm an American, and as an American, you can't really trade gold on a margin account. But I do have a European account now, so I can trade gold if I want to, which I really don't very often. For me, gold is very interesting. Even though this move up is a five-wave trend, if we get a break of structure to the 78% to the downside, I think it could be the end of a wave B. We got a lower low, we got possibly a lower low, and then possibly it turns back down, makes a wave C. So keep an eye out for short. The only thing that is going to confirm a short is a break of structure. If it starts to push down, that doesn't mean it's going to go down, continue the downtrend. It could literally just go down a little bit, go up, go down, go up, go down, go up, and continue the high, low series, never breaking structure. The problem with gold is everybody's trading such a short time frame. They're like, oh, look, go short on gold, even though the confirmation is until there, and then it goes down a little bit, then back up, and then they end up losing, and then they try again and end up losing. So it seems like everybody is scalping gold. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking this might be one of those irregular ABC corrections I often talk about in the members chats. It looks like five ways up. I think that's an independent trend. You know, on the 4 hour time frame, you're tempted to call this a wave one, wave two, wave three, wave four, wave five, but the symmetry is not there. This is way too big, in my opinion, to match this wave two. But if you'll notice, this correction right here and this correction right here are very similar size. So the symmetry right there is perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave A. With one down, three up, one down, wave B, and possibly up for wave C. It could be an ABC. Now, if it breaks structure to the downside, I think I would have to start sorting it on a big wave because we could have a lot more downside potential. Hmm. Yeah, definitely. This could be a wave A, this could be a wave B, this could be a wave C. That's what I was just saying about the symmetry. I am really tempted to call this a wave one, wave two, wave three, wave four, wave five, but that doesn't really work because this wave four is way bigger than this wave two. So that doesn't really work in my eyes. But this and this is almost the same size. So you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A, B, C, a B, and then potentially a wave C. 78% fit bounce, possibly break a structure if it really does, and continue the downtrend. So I would definitely be keeping an eye out for a short, but I would definitely want to see if you do go short before it breaks structure, then don't feel comfortable with the trade until it breaks structure. Once it breaks structure, you could probably be way more comfortable with it as being an ABC correction, or possibly even a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it definitely is an engulfing move to the downside on the 1 hour. What time frame shows that move up as a trend now? Probably the 5 to 10 minute time frame, to be honest with you. And we do have a break of structure, so yeah, this could possibly be making like a wave one, wave two, catch the lower high for wave three, maybe something like that. Definitely could be that. Let's see here. Where are we? Oh boy, let's see. US dollar CAD is next on the list. CAD is another one that's been pretty interesting. My Elliott wave brain is definitely making me think this is an A, and that this is gonna make three waves for a B and then up for a C, and then potentially go down in a big wave for like a wave one, wave two. That's definitely what like my Elliott wave brain is thinking. But the problem is sometimes what we think is a wave B actually ends up being the continuation of the downtrend. And I overall on the very high time phase still think that this could start a, almost a year-long downtrend, if not longer. So I don't want to miss it, but I also think there's a good chance this move down is a way B. It's probably going to be one, two, three of A, probably going to go up, but it's going to be a B, probably down again for a C, maybe 61%, and then probably back up for the bigger move for the A, for the B, and for the C. So that's kind of what I think. It's probably more likely it is going to go up again after a three-way pullback. Uh, let's see here. The FTSE UK 100 is next. The FTSE turned down pretty hard today, didn't it? I definitely don't really have a whole lot of analysis on these indices. I have been starting to pay attention to them a lot more, but I definitely don't have a lot of analysis yet because I haven't really put a lot of time into it. But it totally looks like a possible end of a wave five to me when I looked at it today, real quick, because I see one, two, three, four, five waves of three. I see a possible one. I see a possible two. Definitely three waves down. Maybe a four, maybe a five. If that's true, then it probably will take out this low. It probably will do something like this, take out that low, and then potentially go back up from there. So, to be honest, the best thing to do right now is to play your Fibonacci retracement on the last move up and try to see if you can identify the end of a correction, if it really is just a correction to the last wave up, or if it just keeps on making impulsive moves. I personally would be going short on this. I'd be looking for shorts. I'd be looking to go short on pullbacks. The stock market, I think, is also potentially in a wave four too. So, but keep an eye on your fib levels, especially on like the full, maybe the 1 to 2 hour time frame. If you get a one, two, three waves down and a nice impulsive turn back up, I mean, the stock market, I don't care if it's the U.S., U.K., DAX, German, whatever. Buying the dip is almost always a good strategy. At least it has been pretty much since the existence of these markets. I mean, yeah, every once in a while you get a big old dump, which maybe we are due for, but God, imagine if you had every single one of these dumps. Imagine if you had the capital where you could just be like, all right, buy, 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 cash out, and then buy, 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 cash out. Just every single time it makes a big old dip, you just keep buy, 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 and then eventually cash out on the rallies. So, anyways, let's see here. U.S. dollar Poland. I don't have that one on my list. I do have it right here. I have no idea what this thing is doing. It's most likely in a move to the downside, a pretty significant move to the downside because of the dollar index, in my opinion. Oh yeah, I would have to spend some time looking at this. The one thing that really sticks out to me is that it looks like three waves up, even though it's a higher high. This looks impulsive down, and that's definitely five waves down. I bet this is in a wave C right now. I bet it's going to go back down to these lows, maybe a little bit below there. So that's good. I think we got that figured out. So daily time frame, I bet this is a wave one. I bet this is a wave A. That is definitely three waves down for wave B. That is most likely an uptrend for a C. Lower high, lower high. We could be literally just ending a wave two and starting a wave three. So I would be looking for pullback entries. There's no doubt about that. I would not be trying to go short right this minute, but I definitely would be looking for pullback entries. I would be going short on any single rally I see, especially if it's a three-way rally. For sure. Let's see. Gold, need a flat, US dollar Swiss, we got that. We've got gold. Oil time. Rocky and Ricardo have been waiting patiently for oil. And then we'll be almost caught up. That's good. I had all kinds of things on my list to start the meeting, which is awesome. The more interaction I get in these live streams, the more likely I will stay on for the full hour. We probably won't really go over an hour because I do a 2 hour live stream in the afternoon for my members. But if we keep getting requests, I will stay on for the full hour. If you haven't done so already, definitely do join my free Discord channel. It is 100% free to join. You do not ever have to pay a dime if you do not want to. I do offer a membership service, which is only $30 a month. And I do share every single trade I take with my members at the time of entry, including a 2 hour Zoom meeting every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. At my website, fxtripcollector.com, which is right here. You get access to a 34 video trading course, Zoom meetings, my trades, and we're also going to start trading that funded account next week, probably on the 1 to 5 minute time frame on the euro dollar. But anyways, on oil, my original analysis was it's going to go up to $100, which I still think it's going to do at some point. But man, I still think this is a wave A. To me, this definitely still looks like an uptrend for wave A. I think this right here is the wave A of B. I'm kind of wondering at that point what exactly we got now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That doesn't really work. Definitely impulsive. That's pretty impulsive. That's kind of corrective. So maybe that's your A, B, C right there. It's a running ABC. And now we're in a wave C also. Let me change colors so that way I can show you what I mean. So here's your, uh, let's see, here's your wave A. So wave A. This whole thing right here is probably a wave B. So you got impulsive up, you got 1, 2, 3 waves down for wave B. Probably gonna take out these lows, maybe even go to like the $57,000 area. Hey Philip, how's it going? Nice to see you. And then it's probably gonna go up and make a wave C. And this is all wave B. We're probably gonna. I still think we're gonna go up to about $100 a barrel, but I think we need to finish off this wave C of wave B first. Probably go down, take out all these lows, maybe make a like something like that, and that'll be the wave C of B, and then back up for the bigger wave C. There's your A, there's your ABC. Here's your A for that. Here's your B, and then probably down to about $36 a barrel for the bigger wave C. That's probably when Trump will start drilling. His thing he said last night on that address the nation. He said the U.S.'s motto or something like that is going to be drill baby drill. He's going to start drilling for oil like no tomorrow. There's going to be so many holes in the U.S. because of oil drilling. It's going to look like Swiss cheese. So yeah, it's kind of hilarious, huh? I'd like to watch him for comedy purposes. Pretty funny stuff. So, anyways, I don't think the move down is over. I mean, this is definitely an area of support, though. It definitely could make a little bit of a bigger bounce, possibly. But overall, the trend is down, and I would definitely still be looking for sorts. Definitely. US dollar CAD. Yeah, we already got the CAD. US dollar CAD. I see some people in my members chats were saying stuff. See if anybody requested anything. Also need to check out my trades real quick, which are going fine. Most of my trades are swing trades. I do like to trade on the 4 hour time frame on most of my pairs because I do believe that even if you have a full-time job or kids or responsibilities, any kind of responsibilities you have, most people can trade the 4 hour time frame. The problem is most people think they can trade the very short time phase and have a full-time job and family and everything else, and they can just turn on the computer at any random time of the day and go to the 1 minute time frame and start trading. Unfortunately, that doesn't really work for most people. So if you have a really busy lifestyle, short time frame trading really cannot work for you. So the 4 hour time frame trading, in my opinion, is perfect for people with like a full-time job who want to just try to build, some capital and potentially maybe become a full-time trader. Nice and steady, slow and steady wins the race. So let's see here. I think I got everybody's request. If anybody has anything else they want me to look at, definitely put it in the chats. I would be more than happy to check pretty much anything out. Let's take a quick look at the 4 hour time frame real quick. I'm gonna start down here. That's still a little on the interesting side, but it looks like 5 ways down. So, ooh, there we go. I was hoping to see a bigger pullback on the Aussie Kiwi. That's good. That's really good. Put a highlight on that. Yeah, definitely. Ooh, broke up on that one. I'll check out Bitcoin for you, not a problem. Aussie CAD broke up today too. With how bearish the US dollar is, the Aussie CAD might just keep on going up. Pound Swiss just kept on going up today too. Let's see. Pound CAD. I was kind of thinking about trying to go short today on the pound CAD, but it never broke structure to the downside, so I didn't try it. I was thinking originally, I was like, oh, look, impulsive down, corrective up, but it didn't break structure. You need to see impulsive down, break a structure, corrective up. So for me, it wasn't part of my trade plan. I'm really working through the Van Thought material right now, and one thing that he really emphasizes really is trying to get as close as possible to 100% compliance with your trade plan. And your trade plan should basically have rules for basically every single thing that you do. And you should also have black swan event rules and everything. What if you hold a trade over the weekend and then Monday the market opens up 600 pips from where you entered in the wrong direction? You should have a trade plan for that. So, anyways, that's kind of what I've been working on. Ooh, yeah, the pound QB went down quite a bit. Yen Berry went short on that today. So that's what I've been working on right now. Kind of reminds me of you, Rocky. I swear to God, that should be your career. Is exactly what Van Top did. That should be exactly what you do. I bet you could make a killing doing that. Let's see here. Da, 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 da. So yeah, man, pretty good moves today, man. The Yo Pound made a huge move up today. Yo Swiss, Yo CAD, and Yo has been so strong. Went short the CAD Swiss today. Probably right around here is where we went short today on the CAD Swiss. This is one of the trades. I share all my trades with the group anyways, but this is one of the trades that I took today that everybody in the group was able to participate in. A couple people went short the CAD yen. That's not really quite as good. Actually, the CAD Swiss is probably the best one out of the bunch. Like I said, I did go short the pound yen too. That's not really doing a whole lot. Dollar yen, boy. Gold. Honestly, I wouldn't mind going short on gold if it gave me a chance, but it's going to be a swing trade. It's not going to be a scalp or anything. And then the dollar pairs, we just need to wait for a decent pullback. So yeah, let's check out Bitcoin for Rocky. I think we're going to wait B on Bitcoin personally. I know a lot of people think that Bitcoin's going to the moon, but um, the unfortunate part about crypto right now is that extremely wealthy people are making a fortune with these pump and dumps, and the poor retail traders are losing their asses. And the other unfortunate part, I think, right now is that when Bitcoin was at its all-time highs, when Trump first got elected, there was all this talk about cryptocurrency going to the moon because, Elon Musk is so pro crypto, Donald Trump is pro crypto. So unfortunately, at the all-time highs, everybody was talking about crypto going to the moon because of all the enthusiasm from the new administration in America. And unfortunately, that's probably about the same time that big money was cashing out, making a fortune. And it was probably also the same time that retail traders were buying like crazy because of all the news. And now most people are probably in a pretty big drawdown. And I don't think the drawdown is over. That's my theory, at least. Wave A, it probably is going to go up, and it probably will attract more buyers as it does go up. And then it's probably going to dump again, probably down to about 60,000 or so. I personally think that Bitcoin could even take out these lows if you look at it on the weekly time frame, because that's like a perfect 5 waves up. And then if you zoom in a little bit, you even have 5 waves right here. One, two, three, four, five. To me, that is a perfect 5 wave trend. So minimum I think is going to happen is probably 61, 78% pullback after 3 waves, then maybe back up. But it could even go a lot further than that. Like I said, I feel like big money has set up a huge bull trap for retail with all this crypto enthusiasm, because this is a huge 5 wave pattern. I personally think there's a chance that Bitcoin will do this, then this, then this, break the low around 44,000, and then when retail traders that bought the news up here when Trump became president are gonna cash out down here because they can't take the pain anymore, and then it's just gonna rally like a son of a bitch, in my opinion. That's what I think is gonna happen. That's my theory. My first target would probably be around 71, 72,000, probably 72,000. But I think it'll go up before it goes down. I'm pretty sure. US dollar CAD, I can look for you real quick if you don't. The US dollar CAD is one of the trickier ones. I think we should be in a wave A, B, C correction right now. That's what we should be doing. I think this should be a wave A. Thanks, Rocky. Check out that Van Top guy. I'm telling you, he just died in 2022 too. So, geez, that could be the new you. He just died a couple years ago. It's kind of sad. He's an NLP practicer for traders, right up your alley. But anyways, A, B, C is what I think is going to happen. This is probably a an A, and this is probably a B, and this is probably a C, and then probably down again. But we have to be a little bit careful because I mean, honestly, it could just go and go and go and go. That's what I'm worried about because I'm not short on it yet because I'm waiting for a more proper ABC. So I'm waiting to go short, but I'm nervous. I have FOMO, fear of missing out a little bit because I'm afraid it might just take off and start the big downtrend that I'm expecting. So I'm hoping that it makes an A, a B, and it goes back up, makes a C, and then we can all go short and really love it. That's what I'm hoping to see. So yeah, definitely. I do these live streams every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I like to keep them an hour under. As long as people continue to give me requests, we will stay on for the full hour. If you haven't done so, definitely check out my Discord channel. It is 100% free to join. You do not have to pay a dime if you do not want to, ever. And if you do want to check out my website, it is only $30 a month. It's extremely cheap. And I do share every single trade I take with my trader members at the time of entry. So, anyways, that's pretty much it for now. I think I made it through everybody's pair. If not, I will be back again tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. GMT time, or 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, anyways, as always, thank you for watching and happy trading, everyone.